everyone, so we're getting into August now, and I know a lot of you are now thinking about going back to school, or for some of you, you may have even already gone back to school. I know different places you start back a bit earlier, and I've been noticing that there's been a lot of starter kit videos and basic sort of back to school makeup tutorials appearing on YouTube lately because of that. So I'm going to kind of combine the two today, and I'm going to do a back to school basic starter kit video. So basically I'm just going to be showing you what products I feel you should have in your basic starter kit. You know, if you're just starting out with makeup, if you're in middle school, or if you're going into high school, or if you're like me and you've kind of only just started getting into makeup, you know, you weren't really into it when you were younger. Just some basic products for you to be able to create a full face of makeup and sort of just give you a base to build on your collection. And what's great about these products is you can use these to recreate a lot of the back to school tutorials that have been coming up on YouTube lately. So I just want to go ahead and say, don't feel like you have to go out and buy the exact products that I'm showing you. So, you know, if I hold up a concealer, don't feel like you have to go out and get that exact same concealer. You know, shop around, find one that suits your skin tone and skin type and your budget. Don't feel like you have to get what I have shown you today. These are just the items I feel that you should have in your makeup collection. You may find that you want more products or you want less products. You know, it's all personal preference, but these are just the products that I would suggest. You know, if I was starting out and wanted to get a whole set of makeup that I could do an entire look with, these are the products that I would suggest that you have. So let's get started. So first of all, I'd say a tinted moisturiser is a great start. This is the Boots No. 7 Dual Protection Tinted Moisturiser in Fair, and this also has an SPF of 15, which is really great because even though we are now getting into the fall and sort of you've got cloudy skies and stuff, the sun's harmful rays still can get through the clouds, so you always want to make sure you're protected. But I think a tinted moisturiser is a much better option than a foundation because foundations can kind of be a bit thick and heavy, and if you're just starting out with makeup, you may sort of, you know, you haven't experimented enough to be able to apply it flawlessly straight away, so it's going to look a little bit cakey and stuff to begin with, so you don't want a foundation adding to that cakey, heavy makeup look. So with a tinted moisturiser, you know, it's going to give you a bit of coverage. It's not going to be full coverage. If you need full coverage, you can always build it up and add another layer of tinted moisturiser if you need be. But I think this is a great start for your face, and obviously, you know, shop around and find one that suits your skin type as well. The next option would be a concealer. This one is the Maybelline Pure.Cover Mineral Concealer, and as you can see I've used a lot of it and the writing's all wearing off. This is in Nude Beige, and this is going to be a really great step for you girls, maybe not so much in middle school, but going into high school. You know, you've got your hormones are going crazy, you're starting to break out, you know, you may have redness or, you know, staying up late to study and things like that. You're going to need a concealer for those dark circles as well. So obviously a concealer is going to come in very handy for that. The next product is a face powder, and this is the Rimmel Stay Matte Pressed Powder in Silky Beige. I love this stuff. This is kind of an optional step. You may or may not want to get the powder, so I'd say if you've got dry skin you may want to skip this step, but if you're like me and you've got really oily skin, then I'd say for me this is a definite product that I have to have. I can't live without it. Because otherwise your face is just going to get really oily, your makeup's going to slide off of your face, so this is going to help set your concealer and your tinted moisturiser and keep your face looking fresh all day. Next I would suggest a blush, and I'd suggest you only need one blush. You don't really need to go out and get a whole range of different colours, so I would suggest getting one in either a pink or a peach. These are the e.l.f. Natural Radiance blushes, and this is in Innocence and this is in Glow. And they're really pretty, they're nicely pigmented, easy to blend, and they're just nice, simple colours to work with, nothing too crazy. So, you know, if you're just starting out, depending on your skin tone and your preference, you may want to go for the pink or peach. And obviously, you know, if you prefer brighter colours and you want to go for a coral or a plum or something like that, by all means go ahead and get that. It's completely personal preference. This is just what I would suggest. Now on to eyes, and in terms of primer, I wouldn't necessarily suggest going out and buying a primer like Urban Decay Primer Potion or Too Faced Shadow Insurance or anything like that, because they can tend to be a bit pricey, and if you're just starting out with makeup, you don't want to be spending a whole lot of money on makeup as you're just sort of getting used to using it and working out how to apply it. So what I would actually suggest doing is using your concealer as a base for your eyelids. And I've actually done that before. I've used this exact concealer on my lids and it works really well. You know, it cancels out any discoloration there, it gives the shadows something to stick onto, and it'll help them last all day and stop them from creasing and make them appear a bit more vibrant. So that's what I would suggest in terms of primer. And in terms of eyeshadow, I would suggest getting something like this Maybelline quad here. This is the Designer Chocolates quad that I've got here. But it doesn't have to be this one. Like I said, you can find these products at drugstores. Pretty much every single product that I'm showing you is a drugstore product, so it's really affordable and easily accessible. So just, you know, have a look around at your local drugstore and have a look at the different eyeshadow trios and quads and find one that you like. I would suggest going with neutrals because they'll be easier to work with if you're just getting started with makeup, and definitely for school appropriate makeup looks, neutrals are the way to go, I feel. Colours, they're more noticeable, so you know, if you apply a neutral eye and you go you're a bit heavy-handed with it, you're not going to notice it as much as if it was a really bright pink or purple or something like that, you know? So that would be my suggestion. And the great thing with this is I've noticed a lot of the back-to-school tutorials are neutral looks, so you can use these to recreate a lot of the tutorials that you're seeing. So I've actually got a tutorial using this, so I'll link that below and I'll put a little box here for you to click on to take you to that video if you want to watch how I would use this exact product. But just to give you some ideas, so you've got obviously a highlight shade, a lid colour, this really gorgeous sort of cranberry colour, and then a dark brown. And there's so many things you can do with this. You can just do this lid colour and perhaps a little bit of the darker brown colour as liner. You know, something along those lines, or something really simple, or you can use all three, or if you're sort of going out at night and you want something a bit darker, you could totally do this sort of red colour here with the brown in the crease. So lots of different options with this one, and you're gonna get a lot of bang for your buck with this. You can create lots of different looks using this one quad, so it's going to last you a while until you're ready to expand on your collection. And in terms of liner, I wouldn't necessarily suggest going out and buying a black or a brown eyeliner. I mean, if you want to, if you've got money in your budget to allow for that, then by all means go ahead and get it. But if not, what I would suggest doing is taking this darker colour here, whichever quad you go for, take the darker colour and use that as your liner. Just use it as a shadow liner and run it along your top lash line, something like that. If you did want something a little bit more defined and sort of deepen up your look, you can obviously go out and buy an eyeliner in a black or a brown. Otherwise, if you wanted to add a little bit of colour, a good way of doing that is coloured eyeliner. So this is the Rimmel Exaggerate Waterproof Eyeliner. This is an Aqua Sparkle, which is a really pretty blue colour. So obviously, whichever colour you prefer, you might want a purple or a green or something like that. Just a little something to add a little bit of colour to your look and spice it up a little bit. And also it would be really great for, if you're going out to a party or something, you want something more than just a neutral eye, this would be a really great option. In terms of mascara, I would say go with a clear mascara, but I don't have one, so I can't show that to you. But definitely, if you don't want anything too dramatic, you just want to sort of define your lashes a little bit, make them seem a little bit longer, clear mascara is a great option. And especially if you're in middle school, I think that's very appropriate. Otherwise, there's a ton of mascaras at drugstores. They're really inexpensive. A lot of great ones out there. This one is the Maybelline 1x1 mascara in black. So go with a black or a brown, obviously depending on your preference. If you've got really black lashes as well, a clear mascara will probably be absolutely perfect for you. You don't really need anything to darken up your lashes because they're already so dark. But if you've got light eyelashes like me, you might like to have something just to darken them up a little bit. For lips, I would say a clear gloss is a great option. It's going to look great with anything that you wear. Just give yourself a little bit of a sheen to your lips, so that's a really great option. This one is from ASDA actually, so it doesn't have a name or anything. It's just number 12 clear from ASDA, so really cheap lip gloss there. If you wanted something with a bit of colour, again, I would say go with a pink or a peach. Obviously, again, depending on your preference, you may want something with a coral, something a bit darker, but definitely for middle school and high school, something like a pink or a peach. This is the Rimmel Final Gloss in Read My Lips. Absolutely love this. This is a sort of peachy colour with some gold shimmer to it. Not too much though, it looks really nice. So again, something like this would be ideal. And then onto the last products, brushes. By all means you can use your fingers. If you don't want to have the expense of paying for brushes, by all means go with using your fingers. You can get away with doing that with a lot of this stuff. If you did want to go out and get brushes, the ones I've got here are from e.l.f. So they're really affordable brushes. They start at about £1.50. If you're in America, they're about $1, I think. So yeah, really inexpensive items. Otherwise, drugstores, you can find brushes at drugstores. So what I would say with brushes is, if you are going to go with brushes, try to get the highest quality you can afford, because it does make a difference, I've noticed. But otherwise, these e.l.f. ones are more than adequate, more than up to the job. So what I would suggest, just to start off with, is an angled brush like this for your blush. This is the e.l.f. Professional Bronzing Brush. And you can use this obviously for your blush, and if you wanted to save a bit of money and don't want to splash out on a separate brush for your face powder, you can use this as well and double it up as a powder brush. Obviously just get the product on and dust it onto your face. If you want to get a separate brush for your face powder, then you can get a sort of fluffy paddle brush like this one. This is the e.l.f. Complexion brush. I believe this is from their studio line, so it's around £3.50, I think. Again, it's really nice quality, it's really soft, and you just obviously dust it in the powder, dust it on your face. Or you could go with a Kabuki brush, which will buff in the product a bit more. So this one is from Celia Burtwell. Again, all of these products can be found at drugstores and things like that, so they're really accessible. And then for eye brushes, I just have two that I would suggest, and that's a sort of flat shader brush like this one. This is just the Professional Eyeshadow Brush. So just something flat. This is gonna, you can sweep the colour on all over the lid for a sheer wash of colour, or you can really pack it on to get a more intense colour. You can use the tips of the bristles dipped into the shadow and use that to line your eyes with. If you wanted to, you could get an angled eyeliner brush. I don't have a drugstore one with me, but let me see. This is one by Sigma. This is what that would look like if you wanted to go for that option. Otherwise, you can just use the tips of this bristles, tip it into the product, and use that to line your eyes with. And the last brush and last product that I would suggest for a starter makeup kit is a crease brush. So you can see it's domed, it's fluffy, and this is going to help with getting colour in the crease and blending it out. You can also use this to apply a highlight colour and things like that. So that's what I would suggest. So they're the products that I would suggest for a starter makeup kit, and like I said, again, all of these products can be used to recreate a lot of these tutorials that you've been seeing for back to school makeup. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions of products that I haven't mentioned that would be great for a starter kit, leave them in the comments below. And if you have any back to school makeup tutorials, perhaps maybe something with a little bit more colour, for those of us that like colour, or anything like that, leave it as a video response so everybody else can see and get some ideas for back to school looks. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!